Hello, I'm Joshua Farnsworth. Welcome to my traditional woodworking school here in Earlysville, Virginia. In this video, one of our instructors, Bill Anderson, is going to give an introduction to choosing antique molding planes, and we'll do a series of videos about different types of molding planes. So I hope you enjoy.
So you're at the flea market or maybe a tool show somewhere and you're looking for some planes to buy, molding planes of various sorts. Question is, what you should be looking for? And more importantly, what are the kind of problems that you might encounter that would affect how well you could be able to turn that plane that you buy into a usable tool? And I would say one of the first things to look at is the body of the plane warped? Think about it. The plane is basically cut into two parts by this mortise where the iron and the wedge go. And so each half can move independently of each other, and it often does. So if you look down the sole of the plane like this, and just aim and look at each of the elements of the profile and see, do they appear to be in line with each other? And if they do, you're good. Otherwise, if there's any significant warpage, I would say it might be a no-go. You'd have to change the profile and recut the iron in order to make that plane functional again. It might be just a little bit too much work. Next problem, probably quite common, is the plane has been in grandfather's barn for 50 years, nose down in the dirt, and you get the plane and it's rotted, wormholes in it. The wood may be punky from being exposed to moisture. This is quite a common problem. Sometimes a plane has even been in a fire in the barn. So all those issues right there are going to affect the integrity of the wood, and I would say also that's probably a no-go also. Beyond that, there are some other problems which might look difficult but are pretty straightforward to fix. Not uncommon, the wedge is either missing or an inappropriate replacement has been made. Easy problem to fix. The finial may be broken off from not tapping in the wedge appropriately. So things like that can be fixed. The iron may not be the original iron. Sometimes dealers will just put any old iron in there. And so another easy problem to fix as long as you have access to some other irons that you can grind. So there's a problem on that. Beyond that, the profile may be worn. For example, over the years, in this particular plane here has got a place where the part of the cove right here, part of the quarter round, has been dubbed over by bad usage and given another change the profile just a bit. Things like that can be fixed very easily. We'll talk about this later on, using scratch stock, other planes, shoulder planes to square up and straighten up the profile. So problems with the profile are not necessarily a big problem. It depends on how big that problem is, but profiles are, that's what we're all about here, is making moldings and making planes that make moldings, same issue altogether. Another issue may be the plane may have some boxing in it. Let me get a plane here with a little bit of boxing. Here's a side rabbet plane right here, and you can see that it's got this insert of wood, boxwood in this case, very hard, dense wood, and that's used to strengthen a narrow cutting edge of the plane. A lot of times that boxwood moves separately. It's a different wood. It moves separately from this plane here. They warp and they move differently, and so the boxing can come loose, can break out, can be missing. So boxing can be fixed to some degree. Sometimes it's rotted out, and that's a little more of a problem. But I wouldn't consider boxing to be an insurmountable problem. But you sometimes see that. You often sometimes see the boxing worn down, and so you need to be able to take that boxing out and put it back in. That's a refurbishing process, and we'll talk about that in great detail a little bit later. Other issues about molding planes that more cosmetic than functional would be, for example, if there was a split in the wood that came from movement over the years. I would call that cosmetic. Dings, chips off the profile, basically cosmetic. Really, most of the profile, as long as it's there, it's going to be a functional plane. Sometimes a little bit is broken off here, or in this case, worn off. Not an issue. Other than that, I think those are the major problems. Most of these are just woodworking issues and can be corrected with simple woodworking techniques. And we're going to talk, as I said before, in great detail about that.
If you're interested in learning traditional woodworking, come take a class at our school in Earlysville, Virginia. You can also visit our website at WoodAndShop.com, where you'll find a bunch of free woodworking lessons, workshop tours, and our very popular tool buying guides. And make sure you subscribe to our free newsletter to get our latest articles and videos. Enjoy!